This is my second go around of filling up the tub today because I took a bath earlier today and I wanted to put nice clean water in it for us. Welcome back, kindred spirit, to Cultivate Life, period. This episode is titled New Orbits, New Worlds. I'm Diane, and if you've been a regular on our walks together, welcome back. It's harvest time. The season we process the bounty that miraculously grew from the seeds we planted just a few months ago. If you're landing here for the first time, this episode is part of my mini-series, Shifting Orbits. No need to watch the series in numerical order, or you can. You'll find a link to the Shifting Orbits playlist in the description below. Excuse me. This YouTube channel lives in Plan B land, a place to practice the dance of being you with the heartbeat of our shared planet. Your vibe these days is the perfect place to begin. If you're watching in the future, you may not have noticed it's been almost 5 months between episode 4 and the publishing of this final episode in August 2025. Wow. The water is sparkling right in the right place that... Okay, let's try this. I didn't intend for our time apart to be so long. And it was. And I also know I don't know everything. What I do know, though, is what I need to grow past today. I just put that there because that's the spigot that's not hooked up and it drains down. All right, well, get back to the reasons. Most of my reasons, I'd say 2/3, are for self-care. Taking care of my own busyness first. And what kind of goes on in my head about that is what source of learning in this 3D world am I deeming complete? Meaning I can unpin it as the focus where it's at the top of my mind. At least for now. We'll just pin it up there a little bit. My number one self-care routine is to dance with the seasons. It's my Mercury in retrograde when things are wonky. A touchstone that knows the wobble will right itself in due time. What's yours? Seasonal timing comes at us at different times of a year's orbit around our shared sun. Gives me peace of heart to know this. In my neck of the woods, it's harvest time. And that means processing the fruits of our labor and preparing the soil for rest. What seeds to carry forward? What plants are ready for composting? Which plants to leave in the garden? A perennial, guiding the way for those that come after. Once the garden is harvested, there's space to check in, percolate, and retune as vibrationally close as possible to life, the compost pile of infinite possibilities. No matter your age, you are experiencing the effects of the global patriarchal political system once again reaching the boiling point. This is not humanity's first go-round at this. The most important thing we can do right now is to become the kind of elder that future generations can trust. It's a vibe. No certificate of completion will be awarded, nor is there an end date to begin planning. The road ahead is still misty fog, but there's a lot going on. And I also know it's time to check in with you, kindred spirit, to catch you up where I am in all this right now. And there's a lot of mosquitoes, so I'll finish this up inside. Okay, I know I promised you a letter and it is coming up. There's just a couple of more things to go over before we get to the letter. And the first and one that's pretty obvious is I'm a white woman. As a white girl child, my earliest days danced the spectrum of strong maternal wiring and effective patriarchal white supremacy education. Children fueled the patriarchal engine. Patriarchy wants everyone on edge from birth to death. From my earliest memories, I was looking to the adults to deem me ready to join the club. I had questions. I had ideas about living in community, but I was told, you're too young. Now, according to patriarchy, I'm too old, compounded by the fact that I'm gendered a woman. Still, until I draw my last breath, I know my work has served and will continue to serve as an important cog in the dismantling of the patriarchal white supremacy engine. As you've lived your life's path, regardless of your gender, did you ever have an inkling that the secrets we held for our elders, mostly male, turned out not to be the best way to grow love in our shared world? If you are pinging yes, I'd venture we may be kindred spirits, since our paths, different as they may look on the surface, have met right now in perfect timing. Together, we are creating a world where all children grow up less fearful and more able to grow love. The tagline of my Shifting Orbits mini-series is Love Letters, Love Challenges, and an invitation to reckon with humanity's past. The full playlist is linked below. I hope you'll like, subscribe, and share. It's free, and it helps these seeds find kindred soil. Gardens show us cyclical chains within the ebb and flow rhythm of time. Do you greet these changes with complaint or gratitude for the chance to witness life's ongoing renewal? Let us practice collectively through small choices, shifting Earth's orbit in the direction of more life. The first step, love yourself. We are all born from stardust. We are all children at heart. This is my project. I want to get up close here because I'm trying to pick the color. I'm going to be painting this as a backdrop. Which one would you pick? Love yourself enough to be real. With AI now in the mix, human thought exponentially expanding, there's never been a more important time to know what your center is so that it's easier
to sort through all the overload of information that's coming at you. You can do it. You've been doing it all along. It's just now you're going to be doing it consciously. The rest will flow so much more easily than any affirmation could promise. And since I've touched on the topic of affirmations, if affirmations and favorite quotes are currently drawing your attention more than ever, keep doing that. This is how I started. Quotes and affirmations are shorthand for all the information that you've been absorbing your whole life. So keep on doing that. Practice being the human you want to be as you grow up. Are you pinging? Yay! That's auspicious. Let me know in the comments with sparkles if this is true for you too. Stay tuned. There's always more. I hope you can stay till the end of this video. It helps the algorithm, sure. More importantly, I'll be sharing some big news about the next step for this channel and seeds I'm germinating to stay connected with you. Over these 5 episodes, we've navigated away from restrictive old orbits. Here, in the 5th episode, we ask, what now? How do we move through our days and love from our newly claimed center? Who holds your time? Your soul? Releasing old orbits means choosing new presence. Some relationships recalibrate. We deepen our relationship with work, drifting away from endless productivity toward meaningful work that feels grounded as we walk forward into what is right now. No denying that politics cyclically tips from a profession of service into shadows. Bottom line, politicians are a direct reflection of community vibe. How many times do we have to infuse that wisdom across our lands? As many times as it takes. And it's time, once again, for the rest of us to recalibrate. Human life shifts as humans shift intention. In a world where political power still chases the tail of division and conspiracy, war professing to be the best path to peace, holding our ground, loving ourselves enough to be whole, is a political declaration. We can build communities of care right where we stand, no approval required. Sometimes compassion is the most subversive move in a world demanding speed and conformity. Let your new orbit be seen. Model slowing down. Rest. Listen. Look around. Confront what needs healing and celebrate the results. Repeat as necessary. Thrive in your dance. The role of parenting is not a prerequisite for the role of ancestor. Extend a helping hand to the child you once were, a child with a lot of life in between. Every act of self-care, every refusal to participate in exploitation adds to the collective love. This is how we shape a gentler world for all. And now, I invite you to take a comfortable seat. Notice your breath. Notice your heartbeat. Marveling at how these things operate even when we're not paying attention. It's time for me to read today's letter to you. Allow the opening of your way. Dear beautiful soul, today's letter arrives like first light through a misted window, soft, searching, full of quiet courage. It's the kind of morning that asks, now that you've remembered your center, how will you build a life that orbits around it? Imagine a flock of 1,000 sparrows, each one a reflection of a human soul. Each bird moves a little differently, eats a little differently, shelters a little differently, raises its young a little differently. And in a heartbeat, these sparrows will rise and pivot as if one mind, dipping, spinning, responding to the unseen. There's no centralized control, just instinct, vibration, trust. I wonder, what if humans could sustain that kind of resonance? Generation after generation, recognizing our differences without forgetting our togetherness. What a wonder-filled world that would be. Take a breath in with me. Let it out. And settle in deeper. Let's begin. New orbits, new worlds. As you shift your inner gravity, your outer landscape begins to rearrange itself. Maybe you've felt it already. That gentle rebalancing in conversations, the quiet moment where you pause instead of fill. A subtle curiosity about relationships, work, and dreams. Noticing which ones honor your becoming and which ones no longer do. Shifting our lives around a reclaimed center doesn't require a grand announcement. Actually, it happens in whispers. A trembling yes, a steady no, a single breath that chooses rest instead of rush. Boundaries become the natural edges of our orbit. Choices shape our seasons. And the right people, the right community, they appear not from loneliness, but resonance. Listen, you do not owe the world as it exists today with a plan, perfection, or permission. You exist to co-create with life, especially when it's something new, while also feeling fragile for years. Maybe your orbit has drifted from familiar relationships, old loyalties, former identities. That doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're becoming. We build new worlds the same way we heal, one real choice at a time. One kindness, one courageous truth, one no, and many, many, many yes. There was a time when every choice I made served survival. How do I stay safe? How do I make peace? How do I prove I'm enough? That version of me got by. Brilliantly even, but it wasn't the full picture. My dreams shrank, my voice softened, and then something shifted. It was messy. As I began walking back to my center, slowly, confused at times, I felt steady at my core. The more I came home to myself, the quieter everything got. Quieter, and also more alive. Room for real friendships. Room for breath. Even grief felt different, like stirring the compost pile and finding fertilizer for the growth I hadn't yet imagined. Each choice became a seed. Each no became an exercise in trust. Each season of change, a quiet revolution.
I'm done.
A role model for future humans. We can't escape being examples. We are always modeling something. I try to model this. Presence is more powerful than performance. Our center matters. No sentient being gets to own our peace. Children of every age, around us and within us, learn by what we vibe, not what we say. So we try again to model a different kind of gravity, to become a safe ground for each other, to live with life, not in rebellion against it.
And here we are, together, a new dawn. Name your vision, even if it trembles in your throat. Speak it with only kindred spirits at first. Act on it, even if you're the first one. New worlds are forming in your wake. You don't have to rush. You don't have to have the whole map. Just honor your next true step. As for me, my life has been and continues to be an experiment in curiosity and resilience. Technology cracked the door open for me to be able to tell my story. The internet arrived in the 80s and it was so clunky. The upload and the download speeds, it totally bored me, while also evoking a feeling in my chest that said, things are about to move real fast. I read many books that came close. Not one fully translated what was germinating within me. And I never saw myself writing a book. Then one day, it became too important to wait for someone else to tell the story that I wanted to read. Looking back, because I have the privilege to do so, I've authored many books through the websites, newsletters, ebooks, Facebook posts, and YouTube videos I have created, all attempting to translate the same vibration into words, saying the same things differently, writing the same stories differently, becoming visible while thriving the easiest I can within the box that patriarchy and white supremacy has been constructing for millennia. I used to think I was lazy for always searching for an easier way. I set that storied suitcase down years ago. Still stuck. Tried to put water underneath of it. It just made mud, but I kind of feel like I was almost out, but he wanted me to pull forward. So I did. I know Imogene will get out of this.
The moon is so bright tonight. It's almost like there's a spotlight going on. There's my little van. You see the water in the background. I think this is the Bay of Concepcion. There's Imogene. You can see her. What are you doing out there? All right. Calling it a night.
On the count of 3, we go.
On the count of 3, go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I hope I filmed that. The World Wide Web, humanity's reimagined library, holds all my books. And this channel, Cultivate Life, period, is a living chapter planted there too. I started out knowing this day would come at some point, and now, here it is. A familiar feeling has returned. When I know I'm repeating myself, it's time to shift my approach again. From January 1st, 2020 to now, I've shared more than 300 stories on YouTube for anyone who might one day need them. And just like I outgrew my shop on Main Street, I feel myself outgrowing this platform too. Not with sadness, but with spaciousness, with readiness. This channel will remain here for as long as it's needed. And I'm moving out.
Like, you know, she needs no introduction. Kira, move your ass.
Moving on, I should say, to a space more aligned with how I want to cultivate life. Patreon, where they tell me our conversations aren't filtered by algorithms or dependent on likes and traffic. Patreon is rapidly evolving too. Every time I check in, I find more tools to ease my shift to my new online base camp. Patreon technology has been a challenge for me, and I also feel that it's a place where we need to go. Or let me reframe that. It's a place I need to go, and you are invited. If our walks together have ever felt like home to you, know that vibe still exists. It's just evolving, because that's what life does. This YouTube channel, CultivateLife, will serve as a cairn for those that follow. Meanwhile, I'll be vibing over on Cultivate Life Patreon, aka Plan B Land. Stop by anytime. It's free. And, true to my form anyway, I'm always percolating new ways for us to meet. And so, if our paths diverge at this point, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please accept my gratitude for any of the time that you stopped by. It's made a difference in my life. Please know that. And may your next orbit feel soft beneath your feet. May your choices ripple kind. May wonder always find you, healing, expanding together. It's a beautiful place to be. I'll see you down the path. Love always.